Hello everybody, it's TELOS Tuesday, and that means it's time for another episode of the TELOS Keys to unlock breakthroughs every time you play. This week's key will show you the essential step to create whatever it is that you want. All right, let's dive in. TELOS key number 3. Create a specific and prioritized agenda. To remove the obstacles that block breakthroughs, we need to create a specific and prioritized agenda. The subconscious mind is our autopilot, and the conscious mind is our manual control. The subconscious mind can process approximately 20 million environmental stimuli per second, while the conscious mind can process approximately 40 environmental stimuli in the same exact second. It is extremely important for us to create a specific and prioritized agenda so that our conscious mind knows where we want to focus. The more specific we are, the faster we will get results. I want to share a story here to demonstrate how an unclear agenda blocks breakthroughs and why it's important to prioritize. A few years ago, a young man who had just graduated college and was about to turn pro flew 3,000 miles to take a lesson with me. When he was setting his agenda for the lesson, he said he was there to learn about TELOS and that he wanted to do some push-ups. And I said, push-ups? And he said, I want more upper body strength. And I asked, why? And he said, well, I want more miles per hour on my serve. And I asked, well, how many miles per hour do you have now? And he said, around 112 to 116, depending on where I serve. And then I asked why he wanted more miles per hour. And it was at this point he became agitated with all my questions, and he firmly stated, because I want 3 free points per game on my serve. I want 1 unreturnable and 2 serve plus ones. I replied simply, I can help you with that. And then I explained in TELOS, in order to optimize learning, we can only focus on one thing at a time, but that he could change his priorities from ball to ball if he wanted. I asked him what his top priority was for his serve, power or accuracy. He said power. We then went out on the court where I guided him through the TELOS tennis warm-up progression and onto the serve. I then suggested one thing for him to observe without judgment, and off he went into an optimal learning environment of pure discovery. He began consistently hitting his serve about 5 miles an hour faster, and he couldn't stop smiling as the ball was popping off his racket. After about 20 or 25 serves, he turned around and he said, this is incredible. The only thing that would make it better is if one of these serves would actually go in. And I smiled and said, okay, first off, were you successful at finding more power? He said, absolutely. Then I said, I want you to understand, if we were to change your priorities right now and make accuracy the top priority, then you have to completely let go of working on power. I explained that eventually the two will blend, but it is essential from an optimal learning perspective to focus on one thing at a time. He understood, and he switched his focus to improving accuracy. He ended up switching back and forth between power and accuracy, but he left the court feeling very successful at fulfilling his agenda. Now, as fate would have it, later that day, Nadal won his 9th or his 10th French Open. I can't remember which one. But as my student and I watched the summary of the match, one statistic really stood out to him. Nadal had just won the French Open final and had not hit a single serve over 112 miles an hour. My student turned to me and smiled and said, perhaps I don't need more power, and what I need is more accuracy. The point of the story is that simply by asking a few questions, I helped him clarify his agenda from push-ups to more power to 3 free points on his serve. And then as he was fulfilling his agenda, his priorities changed from power to accuracy. That is the essence of my job as a TELOS tennis pro, to help my students discover, clarify, and fulfill their agenda. Oh, and on that note, when I have the feeling of being in a hurry, the first thing I do is take a look at my agenda and see if I'm rushing because one of the priorities that is not my top priority is actually what is driving me. And if it is, I simply move it up to the top and make it my top priority, And then boom, just like that, the feeling of anxiety and rushing about simply disappears. All right, that's this week's key to unlocking breakthroughs every time you play. Take it out on the court, try it, and then comment and share your experience or your questions. And please make sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed it. And if you aren't yet subscribed, why not? Now is the time. Oh, and if you don't want to miss any new TELOS Tennis videos, click on that notification bell thingy, and I'll see you next time. Until then, enjoy the adventure, and remember, observation without judgment is the key to awareness. And awareness is the key to everything.